welcome to Big Creative, the podcast where we talk about work outside of work like a couple of jerks.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Big Creative. This is episode 7. I am Kristen Kernatz.
I'm Andrea Marvel.
And I'm Kelly Ward. And today we're talking goals, baby.
Gotta have them.
Can't stand them. Listen. I am all for goals. I think everyone should have goals. Everyone needs goals. But
short term, long term,
medium term,
midterm.
Oh,
immediate.
For yourself.
The corporate goals.
Sure.
That's not what I'm about.
No.
I don't appreciate them. I don't like them. I don't
not a vibe.
It's not a vibe.
Okay, so just to clear it up a little bit for the viewers, we're talking about goals this week because we have to rehash our goals this week. So at the beginning of the year, we have to set these goals, and then we do like a mid-year check-in. And when Kelly says the corporate goals, the way that and we speak only for ourselves and not for our corporation, but the way that our goals are generated is that the company has their own goals. And then the idea is that our individual goals ought to ladder up to those goals. And that's what is not Kelly's vibe.
That was a perfect description. It's not my vibe. I wish it was my vibe.
Why?
Because I think it would be easier. It wouldn't be like nails on a chalkboard to me when I hear about it or talk about it. It would just be I don't know. It'd be way easier if I was fine with it. I'm not saying I'm not fine with goals. I'm just saying the process, the meetings, the exact way you have to word it,
We do SMART goals, so whatever SMART stands for: measurable, attainable,
silly,
retrainable. No, I don't know what SMART stands for, but specific
stands for something.
Measurable,
attributes.
I think it is attainable, which maybe the A is really where the corporate goals go wrong for us. Like if it's like, oh, the corporate goals are to get 10 new clients in the door, and you're just not in any kind of a position to get a client in the door, like you're not put on a pitch, you're not, like you just don't have those opportunities, then the A, if it stands for attainable, it automatically kicks you out of that conversation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. I don't know what A stands for. But yeah, that's the problem with the corporate goals, is that we don't have control over what we do. So
it be what it be.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just have to get over it because it's something we have to do.
So here's how I wish goals would work. I wish that your goals were more a measurement of your management than of you. Like if I want to work on a pitch this year and we don't get any pitches, well then that's rough. But if my goal is to work on a pitch and a pitch comes and we get 10 pitches and my manager doesn't put me on any of them, that's what goals should be for. Goals should be like, listen, Andrea wanted to work on at least one pitch. That was her goal, was to work on one pitch. We had 10 pitches come through and you never put Andrea on that. Like that's like as far as the accountability goes, I wish it were for management to make sure that we're getting the opportunities that we want.
I don't know why that made me laugh, but you're right.
Well, because the only other way to do goals for me would be, we talked about how, you have those levels of job, right? And so if you want the next job, like then all of your goals, irregardless, which is now in the Webster dictionary.
I love it.
Go off.
Regardless of the company goals, why wouldn't our goals just be to develop the skills that we need for the next job? Like that should be our only goals.
Mm-hmm.
which might not align to whatever the company goals are. So those are like the two ways that I would like to see goals.
Yeah. Kristen, what's your deal with goals?
I think they're so great, and I think goals are different at every place that I've been or every company. And I think that some corporations spin them a little different than others. Some places goals are like required to move up, and some places it's a little more lax. But overall, I just never got the feeling that it was like very much directly related to me and my career growth or my leveling up at the company.
So that's a good point, Kristen, is that presumably goals are tied to your performance.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not attainable,
Mm-hmm.
at least by your own effort,
Right.
then maybe they shouldn't be tied to your performance.
Exactly.
Like, it'd be one thing if it's like, oh, it's neat to see how you're helping this company, but that's not it. Like, to your point, like I'm helping this company every day. You see my timesheets. Let's talk about timesheets.
Right, exactly. Look at these times.
But like, you can go through that server and see the work that I did.
Right.
Like, you want to know how I'm helping this company, I show up every day and I give you the best I got, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, I think you make a good point, Kristen, that the fact that they tie goals to increases and promotions when they're not really set up that way is maybe not every company does this, but
it's different everywhere you go, honestly. So,
but again, that's why maybe our goals should just be, hey, these are the skills needed for the next step in your career. Let's have those be your goals.
Because logically, if you're moving up at the company or you're, moving up to that next position, you are by proxy hitting the company goals.
Right. Or yes, or contributing, to the company's success.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's when those goals get to be something extra, or like you have to learn this random software, or you have to learn Google Web animation, or it's when you tack on things like that on top of the things that are already in your job description. That's where I start to get confused. Like, why are you giving me more busy work when I'm already performing?
Yeah, one of my least favorite goals is this training thing. And ages ago, they did some sort of like employee survey. They do employee surveys all the time. And there was something about like there was some bit of feedback that came from that survey that was around the idea of like, I don't feel like I'm getting enough training. I can tell you right now, that was not me. I did not say that.
Oh my God.
So I feel like that goal, well, and I don't even feel like, I remember when it happened, like that goal was a direct response to that learning, to that piece of feedback of, we don't feel like we're getting enough training. And the problem with making it a goal, okay, so hear me out. You guys use Creative Suite or something, right?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
They won't even put it on my computer. I'm not even allowed to have Creative Suite. But if you guys feel like, oh, there's a new version of this out and maybe there are some new tricks that I could learn or whatever, like, that's cool and I'm into it. And yeah, go ahead and take a training to learn the new tools within the tool you use.
Right.
Like, but I work in Microsoft Word.
Hey, you also work in PowerPoint, bud.
Google Docs, maybe.
Kelly's saying PowerPoint because she knows that I was assigned a PowerPoint training that is 8 hours long, as if I have 8 hours in a day.
It's like you have to take the day off.
Or do it on the weekend, or
what was that night? I think it was me and you, Kristen, but it might have been, no, I think it was me and you, and we had all those trainings due. And like, it was a lot. And we did it because it was due that night, and we didn't have,
Yep.
or it was due that day, and we didn't have time that day, so we did it that night.
It was in the evening for sure. Like it was
I-
dark out.
Yeah, and then there was like two that wasn't due yet, so I ended up doing that one at the same time, just because, like, well, I'm already here. So that's the stuff where, like, if somebody is saying, if somebody's saying, I feel like there are things that, you know, I feel like the software is evolving and I know how to use it, how I know how to use it, but there are probably different, cooler, better, whatever. Can I get some training on that? That's fine.
Great.
Yeah.
But
Wonderful.
it's not again, this is like a management feedback thing, right? Like if you said to your manager, I want to learn how to do this cool new thing on in Photoshop, and your manager was like, no, you can't. You know, then it's like, oh, well, maybe your manager should let you, because maybe it would be useful and contribute to the success of the company. But by turning it into like a mandatory, you have to, and I'm not going to say how many hours, but it is an inordinate requirement of hours for training.
You would be stunned, listener. Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree that corporate goals are just not it.
Really
not a
fucking
vibe.
dumb.
I think
But I mean,
It's
but
not a vibe.
here's my question.
Yeah.
What would make corporate goals amazing?
I already told you this. Here's my thing, Kelly. I think that
Here's the thing, I wasn't listening to you.
I hate you.
This sounds spicy.
I think they're the wrong solution to the right problem. I think that people not necessarily knowing how their work fits in, it's a giant corporation.
Yeah.
I think if you feel like you don't really understand your piece in the bigger picture, then having these corporate goals is helpful for that. I think knowing that your company wants you to get the training that you feel like you need is good.
Mm-hmm.
Making it a goal, and to Kristen's point, basing your performance review on those goals, I don't think that's the answer. Like I said, if I want to work on a pitch and nobody gives me a pitch, what am I going to do? And that's my goal. But if I worked on a pitch, it might help the company succeed, right? It might bring in new dollars.
True.
But I have no control over it. It's not me being selfish because I want to work on a pitch. It does contribute to the success of the company, but I have no control over it. Like, and maybe A stands for accountability. I don't know what A stands for, but I can't be accountable for a lot of this stuff. Like all those hours of training, I can be accountable for, but to Kristen's point, it's on top of my work. It doesn't happen within my work.
I think that's like one of my big issues, is that it's on top of the work I do, and it's taking away from the work I want to be doing outside of my 9 to 5. I think that's like where I kind of get angry, is that like I'm already putting in, 40 plus hours a week, doing the best I can to help the company grow. And then my other 4 hours a day, I want to work on my own stuff. And then, so like that's getting chopped in half because, I made a goal where I want to learn a new software, and I don't have time in the workday to do that.
That's what I'm saying about an 8-hour PowerPoint course. 8 hours is my workday.
So get out of here.
I'm not doing any work for those 8 hours. I'm just doing this thing.
Right.
And I will say the company did a really great thing. They did that pause for action, but they essentially made it possible for everybody to spend 8 hours in training.
Yeah.
And they did it in such a cool way. It was very
fantastic.
It was very self-directed. They obviously invested in that day, but from the company perspective, and obviously they're okay with this, so I'm not like rattling any chains here, but from the company perspective, that's a day lost in terms of productivity. They're okay with that, but they're not going to be okay with it when I'm working on my 8-hour PowerPoint training instead of the work that is actually going to help them succeed, which, by the way, is going to be in PowerPoint. The work that I'm doing will undoubtedly be in PowerPoint. It's like
I kind of want you to take this training. I want to know what they say.
What could it possibly be?
I mean,
is it?
I feel like
what's the key that you're missing?
I feel like the first 4 hours are gonna be like this stuff that I feel like I won't survive the first 4 hours to see anything of value in the last half hour.
And like, there's no way you're gonna be able to skip ahead.
Right. It's just, I mean, it's fine. Everything's fine. Yes, we'll do a podcast after I take that training, and if I'm still alive.
We'll do a live stream.
Of me training. No, I mean, it's fine, but I don't remember how we got here. Kelly, what do you think would make goals awesome?
I think what would make goals awesome is if they were optional. Listen, I think
what would make them cool is if they didn't have to.
I think it should be optional and tailored to the person instead of it like trying to jam this puzzle piece into their puzzle. Does it somewhat make sense what I'm trying to say?
Here's what I think you're saying. I think you're saying if I'm doing a great job, I want to be rewarded for doing a great job. I don't want to do a great job, not get rewarded for that because I didn't do these things that are actually arbitrary, right? That are unrelated to whether or not I'm doing a great job.
Yes.
When I said that it's the wrong solution to the right problem.
Yes.
That's what I think that you and Kristen have done this entire time, is to show that it is the right problem. You even said at the beginning that goals are important.
Yes.
Right? Like,
they're very important.
So I think all of the complaining that you feel like you've done is just showing that this is the wrong solution, that they've solved it poorly, that you do believe in goals, that they can be powerful, but that the way that they're doing it is ineffective. That's the whole point.
That's the T.
Sure. I mean,
that is the T.
Because of all the things that we've talked about pertaining to goals, the way I've done my goals this year is I'm using them as a way to capture my performance, right? Like, if the idea is that my performance is based on my ability to achieve my goals, which are not my goals, but they've been assigned to me, then I'm going to capture my performance. You're going to measure my performance by them. Here you go. Yeah. Measure this. So what I do.
Very smart how you do this.
Yeah. So what I do is when I complete a project or whatever, then I go into the goals thing and I look for the company goal that I feel that project fits under. So if it's get 25 new clients and I worked on a pitch, then I would go in and I would say, well, I worked on one pitch. Whether I did it or not isn't up to me. But here's what I did to contribute to the goal of X number of, new clients or X number of new dollars. If, we want to bring in more dollars from existing clients and I work on something that, let's say it had to be done really fast. And so we're doing rush charge. Well, I'm going to capture that. I'm going to say, listen, the client wanted this thing and had to happen really fast. We got to charge them rush fees. And I did that. So that's what I'm doing for my goals.
I think that's smart that you're just like reverse engineering it.
Mm-hmm.
I should do that next year.
You should do it starting now.
I try and do it once a month where I just add to a Google Doc and I just write everything that I worked on or everything that was like maybe above and beyond, or if I get any feedback. And then like I actually forgot I was doing it. And then today when I was doing goals, I was like, oh yeah, I've been writing stuff for months. And I just pasted it. So
that it's a great idea, Kristen. If you find that that's difficult though, do it my way, because what helps with doing it my way is that you're adding a step technically by keeping it in a spreadsheet and then putting it into the goals. So
that's true.
that's an extra step that you don't need. But the other thing that it does is it forces you to think about what you've done through the lens of the company. Right? Like, so yeah, I did this thing, but how does that help?
Right.
So you're looking at those goals and you're saying, you know what? It aligns with this goal. It aligns with this goal. Because it does feel, you know, especially as creatives, I think it feels like we contribute on the one hand in the most obvious ways.
So we're making it.
We make the thing.
Yeah. But at the same time, like you said, you know, when you're looking at those company goals, they do seem arbitrary and big, nebulous, and this helps you, even if it's not true, even if somebody at the top of the company would look at it and say, that's not what this goal is about at all.
You're not understanding these goals.
You're like,
minion.
They need more goals.
So that's my recommendation for how to use the goals. Yes, we do timesheets every week, which should be sufficient. Yes, we have all these places where you can find our actual work, which again is different from people who aren't on the creative team because it's probably harder to track down their work. So yeah, in a way, we're either doing a good job or we're not. Like, you should know that without a goal tracker. But
it be what it be.
Yeah.
But that's the way I'm doing it this year. That's the way I recommend you do it. It's I don't know. I think it's good. I
think it is too. Maybe next episode I'll let you guys know if I made the switch. If I did the Andrea switch.
Stay tuned to find out. Like and follow for part 2.
Okay, we're going to play a game where I ask these questions and they have to answer them. Question number 1, if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Lord of the Rings!
Which one? Which
it
one?
Counts as one.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I make the rules. One movie.
Oh my God.
One 90-minute movie.
90 minutes? It's an extended edition, honey.
So no Lord of the Rings are gonna fit into Kelly's.
I couldn't even play this game because it's not amateur hour. 90 minutes is nothing to me.
Okay.
So I can play with Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Love that.
There are other movies I like, but that's the only one I know I can do.
So good.
Number 2.
No, you. What's yours?
Oh, A League of Their Own. Question number 2. If you had a food truck, what would it be?
Oh.
And what would the name be?
Oh, God.
You can't do that.
Okay. Give me the category.
I think it's my destiny to hand out free soft serve ice cream to kids.
Free?
Yes.
It's my destiny.
That
I'm gonna hand out ice
not
cream.
your destiny, child.
You guys are just shitting out my answers, and I'm not gonna play this game.
Okay, go. Tell me about your free ass business.
It's super profitable.
I want to give away soft serve ice cream cones that are like fancy. So that is what my food truck would be.
Couture cones?
I love couture cones. Why are they free?
Yeah, they should be expensive.
No,
Yeah,
like the exact opposite of what
Kristen,
your pricing model.
No, the point is for this to be fun. I don't want to make any money.
You know what people do for fun? They'll pay.
Watch the Fellowship of the Rings.
They'll pay for fun. People will pay for fun, and they'll pay for ice cream, and they'll pay for couture. Like all of this, like you're just money from every which way, and you're like, no, it's free.
No. You guys are missing the point. This point is
you're missing the point.
And happiness.
Your entire goal.
Fun.
Your entire goal is to get out of corporate America.
Yeah.
And this is the plan. And you're saying, nope, I'm going to do it for free. And I'm going to make goals every single year at my corporate job.
I'm going to pass out ice cream to kids if it kills me. I don't care what you think.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, mine, I would do breakfast sandwiches outside the steel mill.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Like a shift change, you know?
Yeah. I'm doing just pizza slices.
Wow.
I'm doing just everyone loves pizza. It's cheap.
You can have a brick
And
oven.
I can make a nice profit. Brick oven. Okay, question number 3. What was your first screen name? I need to know.
No, I'm not doing this. Why? What was
What?
yours?
No, I need Kristen's first. I actually know Kristen's.
My first screen name was Lighthawk Kristen. And if you know what a Lighthawk is, I will give you a free ice cream cone.
Well, you'll give anyone a free ice cream cone. Oh.
That's my business model.
Wait, was it Chris 10 though? Or was that a
No, you're
different?
thinking of my first email address. That's a second question. Sorry.
Oh.
Got you.
If that's a separate question, then my first screen name, I believe, was like Fellow Mellow, probably 1, 2, or 3.
Oh.
The mellophone in marching band for a little bit.
Love marching band.
So David and Rusty and I.
Marching band is the greatest sport of all.
Fellow Mellow 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not sure if I was 1, 2, or 3. I have a T-shirt they made me for my 16th birthday.
Wait, so you guys were like a crew?
Like within the marching band community, sure.
Absolutely.
And then after that, I played the snare drum, so that in a different crew, but we were still cool and stuff, you know.
Well, that's
There
good.
weren't any turf wars.
Thank God.
Yeah. What was yours, Kelly?
Mine was Kelch 316, like Stone Cold Steve Austin 316. So
But
that was just like 5th grade me. Yeah, one of my brother's friends like called me Kelch, and like, you know, 5th grade me was like, yep. This is a cool name. This is a cool name. I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And then I need a couple numbers. 316.
Sure.
So I don't know. It's like
it.
still on brand for me.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
One of our super fans, her name is Kelsey, and somebody I don't know who, I feel like called her Keesley, so I just always call her Keesley. It was fun.
Shout out Keesley.
Hey, we love you.
I hate this game.
Why? All your answers are like beloved. I'm getting shit on.
You are getting
shit on every step of the way.
You got shit on twice.
And you've asked 3 questions, so
Well, here's the thing. You didn't get really shit
below the
on.
Mendoza line.
You didn't get like totally shit on for the Lord of the Rings. I just had to clarify that
watch
it's
the tape.
I just had to clarify that it was one 90-minute movie. So
No, you super shit on her for that. Like she's batting below the Mendoza line, and that was rough. Kristen, we'll allow Lord of the Rings, all 3 of them. You get to have them.
Oh God, thank you so much. Thank you. I don't ask for much.
No, I know, and like honestly, Kristen, it felt really good to give you that for free.
Oh,
You're right. It feels good.
Exactly.
question number 4. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Kristen.
The end all be all Taylor song. Dancing with your hands tied.
You know it is. You know it is.
The most Tay song ever. Oh, love to see it.
You really do.
My favorite Taylor Swift song. It's the one that I know because you like made me listen to it that one time.
The one song I know
in
from
a trailer
Taylor
park.
Swift.
The video is like in a trailer park.
Oh,
and
you need to calm down.
That's the one. That's the only Taylor Swift song I know.
No, because we listened to The Archer together
Oh,
on
yeah,
her
we all did.
Instagram live because we thought there was going to be a big announcement.
Thought it was
about
going to be
and
TV.
And that was it. That was the big announcement, right?
Yeah.
But that was it. We were all a little shook.
But anyway, yeah, I don't. Okay, so Kelly, what's your number 1?
Well, I go in between like 3.
No,
And
you gotta
to-
pick
One.
No, don't tell us 3. Tell us
Gun
one.
to your head.
Delicate.
One song. Oh,
Oh, I have no
such
idea.
a banger.
It is a banger.
I
It's a
love that
banger.
song.
By the title, I would think it was very like,
Dainty.
yeah.
We need to go through the whole Reputation album with you with our PowerPoint
Yes.
and break it down so you can really appreciate, what she was going for.
That was
All right,
those are my
terrible
questions.
game, and I hope it gets cut out. But if it doesn't, then I'm sorry, dear viewer, because
Wow.
Thank you for
guys.
listening to our game. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
We
I
appreciate you.
yeah, and just to end it, we really do love goals, and
Our goal
No.
is to make you happy, listener.
we really do love goals. It's just sometimes we don't.
yeah, follow us on social media. If you have a comment, leave it below. We'd love to maybe respond to it if it feels relevant.
Thank
But
you
yeah,
for joining.
If you have a business and you want to work together, let us know. We'd like to do a fun project with you, and we will see you next week.
Bye.